Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Matt's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shout out to
A to B.
Second Uncut? Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Like complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Good evening, fuckers. Welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 250. We are a quarter of a millennial. I need to grow a bun on my head. You should too, Bobby.
You know what? I think I will, right on the back.
You can tie it.
I know.
Go on the sides and tie it up top.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, don't try to belittle me, man, on a podcast.
I'm
not this early, man. Dude, come on. Don't do that. Not this early. It's for 5 seconds in.
Bobby's going to become a Hare Krishna just to spite Robert.
So yeah, you know, this is the Bobby, Greg, and Robert show. We, Matt and Justin aren't here, and we're just trying to figure out how to break it to everybody that they fucking quit.
As somebody said that wrote Nerd Rage recently, Shattercast seems to be going through a transitional period.
I think they just quit. They just don't have the nerve to tell us. Remember how Lenny quit? He just stopped doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, Lenny, are you there?
I had a great time with Lenny last week, by the way, so to speak.
Good. I'm glad you did. I'm glad that he answered the call because we were fucked.
Conversation went to some good places. We got a lot of positive feedback about it, like how much they enjoyed like the conversational pieces. About like the KO culture, and like, there was some good talk in that episode.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. I mean, so speaking of which, hi Bobby.
Hey Robert.
And hi Greg.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
What?
That's a fact. Well, don't try to put them in a binary box, man.
Everyone has an asshole. People should just be designated by the type of asshole they have instead.
I was just quoting Kindergarten Cop.
What are the different types?
I don't know, but I'm sure there are. There have to be.
Bleached, hairy, prolapsed. I'm looking at my porn folder on my laptop. No, it's funny. I got a email in my work emails. It came out Saturday. I saw it Monday, and it was a really, really bad phishing attempt from like scammers, and it was from my work email, which isn't really
any emails from drivers or flyers, or just scammers.
Just scammers.
Okay.
It was a very poor attempt. Like it was from my email address because they didn't have any of my old passwords. Because usually the scam is they get an old password of yours and they just throw a Hail Mary and think and like pray it's the same password you're using now. And it's not that hard to spoof an email from an address similar to yours. They just have to put a space somewhere. Anyway, so it's like 8, the number 8. Hello. We are an international scammer, or an international hacker ring.
We are not an international hacker.
They said they are, and basically they said they have hacked into my account because I downloaded a virus on my work computer from a porn site, and they've been watching me through my webcam, and they have taken the time to sync the footage through my webcam to the videos I watched, and they're going to send that video to all of my contacts on social media if I don't send them $420 in Bitcoin.
Fucking potheads.
It's like, we know you have secrets. You have so many secrets, big secrets, little secrets. You have such weird tastes. It's so funny. whatever. So I just printed out and left on my boss's desk and waited for him to find it and freak out.
Put it in an envelope and.
It's just funny because like older people might fall for that. Like some old single guy or like some widower that's like just going to live the rest of his life out watching porn videos. He might actually think like that's legit. Usually what they do is they say, we have your password is XXX, right? And they find an old password you've used somewhere somehow. But yeah, it was funny. Anyway.
I don't know why, but I recently, we're all going, Bobby, you're going to TFcon?
Yeah.
I'm going to TFcon.
I'll be there.
Are you?
I'm going.
Yeah, girl.
Is that really?
Is baby girl here?
Baby girl's here.
Is that the pug collector?
Hi there, everybody.
Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, get yourself on in here.
Just here, get a cup of coffee.
I am in here.
Come on in here, have a piece of peach pie.
Cobbler.
I got pecan pie, Matt.
I love some pecan pie.
I don't have any vanilla ice cream though.
How are you, Matthew?
I'm good. How are you, Robert D?
I'm very good, actually. So, Greg, are you really, Greg? You're really going?
No, I can't, man.
All right. So
that's this weekend, right?
Next weekend.
Next week. I recently looked up the hotel that we're all booked at, and it's the Crown Plaza O'Hare. There's another Crown Plaza that's closer to the nice area. This is the Crown Plaza O'Hare, and that's the airport hotel. And even Greg was like, "Yeah, that hotel's ratchet." You know,
no, the one that we have here, and the one that's closest to us. We did our third show there, third sports spectacular there, and it is fucking pretty ghetto.
Well, this follows suit because I looked up a lot of like YouTube videos of like room walkthroughs and facilities and stuff, and because when you just look up the hotel, it just seems like a nice hotel.
Look on YouTube? Really?
Yeah, like walkthroughs. People
Why
filming
would you look up
shit.
YouTube?
Like,
man, I hope they never do it in Chicago again. Seriously, I hope they never do it in Chicago again.
It is. This is the hotel that were fucking the shitty airlines. This is where Delta, if they put you up for free because they fucked you over, this is where you get to stay for free. It's like that. It's like shit. Like people like one person was like, this room smells like cigarettes. Like they just walked in. It's like small. It's not good. It's ain't gonna be a good stay.
They're like, is this the Red Roof Inn or what?
And then I looked it up. I was like, what? A dead body found in a freezer. What the fuck is this?
Mac. Yeah, Mac.
Last September, a girl took the elevator down to the apparently it lets you out into the kitchen, and then she wandered into a walk-in freezer and died. And
yeah,
they
she
eventually
was drunk on drugs.
Doesn't matter. She eventually.
So you don't think you've ever stayed at a hotel that somebody's dying?
I've never gotten drunk on drugs. But if I did get drunk on drugs, I wouldn't wander into a hotel walk-in. But okay, that's not their fault that she wandered into a walk-in. But the fucked up thing happens. I saw another video showing like a date stamp, like time stamp on the video of her wandering into the into the freezer and dying. And Lisa's like, she shouldn't have had access to it. It should have been closed. Can you get the baby, please? Trying to do something called SCU. And like just moments later, right after they found her dead body in the freezer, not much time goes by. They're using the fridge and cooking like they never cleaned it. They just found a dead body in there and just started prepping for the next meal. You know, that's this kind of place.
Hey,
so I was like,
you gotta work.
Just to add to that, just a little bit. I knew what he was talking about when he posted it in the chat because I was listening to the Sword and Scale podcast, and they did an episode about that.
There's like all these allegations of like crime,
I'm not
rape and robbery and kidnapping going on there.
Well, no, but they the mother or the family, I can't remember. I think it was just the mother because I think it was a single mother. Approached the hotel management about it, and like the hotel didn't give a shit. Like they were just like, whatever. She was just drunk. Like it's her own fault. And then when they found her in the because they hadn't found her yet And then when they found it in the freezer, they were going into fucking crisis control mode because they didn't want to get sued.
Man.
Hey, when you got deadlines to cook, when you got a meal to get out by 6 o'clock, you got to get that deadline, man.
So I asked myself, right? You know, we're getting there on Thursday. Matt's getting there at like 7 a.m. on Thursday, you know, but I'm getting there at like 12. But, you know, we're going to do tourist stuff. And that's over by, what do you call it? What is it? Miracle Mile or some shit?
Yeah,
something like that.
By the riverfront, the river walk, all that. That's where all the tourist stuff is happening.
Here?
And that's an hour away from the airport. And I realized that's like 15 miles. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So the convention, it's like the conventions at like JFK Airport. And I've never been to New York, and I want to see all the stuff in New York. Why the fuck am I going to stay at the hotel next to Kennedy Airport? I want to stay in Manhattan, and then I'll take a cab to the fucking convention. And that's what we did. I looked up, but we're staying at the Four Seasons. Fuck it. You know, it's going to be nice. And Matt's like, oh, I'm not going to get to see you. I'm like, really? What are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the aquarium. I'm like, that's 2 blocks away from where I'm staying. I'll see you.
Now, you say Matt's getting there at what time?
Matt is getting there at like 3 in the morning.
Crack of dawn.
Now you're assuming he's going to fly into the right airport this time, right?
I hope to God I do, man. Shit. Have to call Paul to come get me.
Oh man, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna suck. It's like a 45 to an hour, depending on traffic, to the convention. But it's like whatever. I'm gonna go there Friday night, hang out with everybody. We're gonna get wrecked, party, and then the next day spend the whole day at the convention. So I don't mind taking a couple cabs if I get to spend the rest of the time in Chicago.
Matt, you should call TJ to get you. He'll take the top off the Jeep.
Oh, that's fine.
You'll get your own dog and everything.
Matt, you should paint one of your boobies red and one blue, and put like LEDs on your nipples, and just go woo woo.
Hey, I'm down to an A cup now, man. I talked to Lisa last night. I was like, my boobs are getting smaller. So,
yeah, Matt. Congratulations, Matt. You're looking good, Matt.
I'm 37. I'm 37. I'm hoping by 40 this week, and that's good. I wanted 45, and there's still a chance I could lose 4 pounds this week and 4 pounds next week, and get to my goal. But we'll see. But as long as I get to 40, I'm happy.
If you would just eat one serving of spinach, you'd probably lose 10 pounds.
Man, fuck that spinach, Mac.
If you need some support, thirdlove.com offers half bra sizes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me look that up.
They're one of the newer podcast sponsors. They don't sponsor our podcast because they cater to women.
Nobody sponsors our podcast, man. We should have a sponsor.
They could. We should do pro bono ads and see how much business we get them, and then see if they'll actually pay us for it.
What about Bob's Meat and Tackle? Why can't you ask Bob's Meat and Tackle?
What about Skullface? The Truth could sponsor us.
Sponsored by The Truth.
Dude, I'm down for that. How much it cost?
People get the wrong idea. They think we're squares and we don't smoke cigarettes.
Speaking of squares, Greg, did you get it?
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, actually, you know what? That works out. I got a bunch of compliments today because apparently all my coworkers and and our customers decided today was the day after a year to point out, hey, you're losing weight. Because the lady in the back that runs the photo lab made a comment Monday, and I think everyone felt bad that they never said anything. So I think they all said it at once today. But I have lost some weight too. But you know,
it always feels good for people to notice that.
Okay, so did I get anything? I did. Bobby's gonna love this.
Jason 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Let me wait. Don't say anything. I smell phase life.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if it's not a Hot Toys or an SH Figure Arts
or a Gundam,
it's phase life.
That's true. That is a phase.
Actually, Greg, you came up today in a conversation that I can't talk about too much right now. But you came up today, and I'm telling you now because when you came up in the conversation, I warned all the minions that I was going to tell you up front, so they didn't have to tell you. But
Who's minions? Your
Greg,
minions?
Greg, we all know Greg has mad minions.
He does. Greg does have minions.
So do you. Did you do the fingers? Did you do the Burns thing kind of thing when you said that?
Yes. So, but no, I was talking about how I empathize with you in the fact that I think that you are the type of collector where when shit is dry, you need something to keep, like you need hors d'oeuvres until the next entree. And sometimes those hors d'oeuvres stick, sometimes they don't. The Star Wars 112 stuff kind of stuck. You made some, you shaped it and molded it a bit, and then, but like the Gundam stuff didn't. But now, like the new hors d'oeuvre is, the horror stuff.
So good.
Well, here's the thing about that. The reason I was buying a bunch of Gundams is because we had this little group and we all built together on Skype.
No. I get it. I get all that. But it's still, the end result remains the same. Matt, I also wanted to say that picture you took of all the horror characters together.
Mm-hmm. Look like shit.
No, it looks sharp. It looks sharp. It's one of your best ones.
Thank you.
There's still something like the It face was still a little too overexposed, but you're very close.
So I get berated.
Right, yeah. For the same thing, Greg. It's the same exact items.
No. I think Matt is into the phase life also. Like, Matt doesn't love these horror characters as much as he loves the Hulk. That's obvious.
Oh,
this is definitely phase life for him. But I'm just complimenting his photography skills. It could have been any 5 figures. It has nothing to do with the choice of figures, just with the photography itself.
I'm a big slasher fan. I might have to disagree on that. I love slasher films, man.
I don't doubt that you're a fan of it. I'm just saying, prove me wrong.
I find your comments shallow and pedantic.
You know what's funny? It's okay to admit when something's a phase. It's I feel like it's like a very, very human nature to feel defensive about admitting it's a phase. It's almost like when you fall in puppy.
So many people jumped on that fucking what was that shit? Pacific Rim. Exactly, Matt. You know what I was talking about. So many people jumped on that train and are now completely off at the next stop. 100%.
Yeah, they're like, I understand. I don't get defensive, and I think all collectors go through a phase.
Of course.
It's just life. I mean, you like you said.
Yeah, I was. It was that eye was crazy.
You're waiting for something, which I can get Transformers anytime. There's always something for me to get. But like I said, I've always deep down, and I've loved the horror slasher films, and I've wanted to get I've always wanted to get a little collection. I'm not going to go overboard and get. Well, I've got a lot of stuff, but
Bobby's always.
I don't think it's good. I think I'll keep these. Like Marvel Legends was a phase, and I went through that phase twice. And but I understand. But I try not to get defensive when you say it's a phase. That's fine. If it is,
it's not an insult.
Right? No, I don't know. Some people may take it as an insult. Like, oh, whatever. You're just jealous. You're salty.
No,
you're an ocean.
Like I would, I'm tempted by them. I just have this fucking love-hate relationship with NECA where I'm just not ready to reward their behavior quite yet.
Well, now we had a conversation before anyone else was on the call, and I told you, I was like, I got some NECA stuff. You're gonna have a field day.
Yeah, of course.
I did explain that I grew up on Friday the 13th. Like, I watched those movies like fucking, that was like my kitty crack. Like, whenever I could get a peek at one of those movies, like if it was on TV, I'd pop a VHS in and record it.
It's like a VHS.
VHS. Yeah.
And the only reason I wasn't super big on some of the other movies, I like Nightmare. I didn't really get into Texas Chainsaw Massacre until later because, like, that was one they didn't show on TV very much. But I did pick, and Child's Play. Child's Play was a staple at our middle school birthday parties when we do sleepovers and shit. But, like, I just want to flesh out a nice, like, horror shelf. So I picked them up because, like, before they were at Toys R Us for, like, a second, and then you had to pay, and I mentioned this on the last show, like, I really wanted the Part 6 Jason, but he was like $75, $80 on eBay, and I'm not paying that much for a NECA figure. No, but if I can go to Target, and get it for $26.99,
right? Yeah.
And they
And you
have
get a lot of more
plentiful
stuff,
stock
too.
of them now. Yeah. And
And you
it's
get more,
definitely worth it.
Yeah.
You know what else I think was a phase?
I've
What's
never
that?
even had that shit.
Tell me the phase.
With the like a sub phase, the fucking stupid GoBots that recently came out like the past year. I got the first few of them, and like everybody's buying them. What is it? The Make Toys? What company is it?
Yeah, the Machine Robo stuff, the Action Robo.
Yeah, like everybody was jumping on the GoBots, and then I was like, no, they're still boring.
Dude, Pacific Rim is the perfect phase talk, baby. Anybody want to talk about going to a phase, that Pacific, which there's still people that collect them, but I mean, everybody was, I mean, anybody in the ROC had, you know, they kept showing pictures of them, and now it's just like, you don't see them at all.
I feel bad for whoever bought that like $5,000 Chigokin one.
Bobby, so what do you not like? What do you have issues with NECA? I mean, you're not ready to.
So I have had many NECA products over the years, and I have
even has a NECA,
but I have never had one great NECA figure.
Those turtles, don't you love the turtles?
I love them, but they're not great. They just look great. Like, that's what I think they excel at. I don't see the growth in NECA that I think NECA should have. Like, I feel like they're one step above McFarlane. The sculpts are great. The paint is great. The articulation in this, the
horror ones are really good in articulation.
The build is, but the sculpt and the paint is on the money. And I think a lot of people forgive NECA because the price point is low, but the sculpt and the articulation is high, and the sculpt and the paint is high, and they're willing to forgive that for the aesthetic, and I get it. But I don't understand necessarily the overabundance and the amount of forgiveness.
Okay.
I feel like they'll hold Hasbro Legends or Hasbro Deluxes to a higher standard than they'll hold a NECA figure.
I do.
You clearly don't.
Well, I think the details, and I mean, like I said, I've only done the horror side, so I don't know any other stuff and anything. And I won't get into that. All I'm going to do is, you know, the main slasher, you know, things and everything. So, but I think their attention to details is really nice. It's so funny.
Okay, sorry.
So Robert sent this picture in the group chat, and then I just responded with another picture.
I was like, yeah, I didn't think I was saying anything funny, but I think they're the attention to details for their sculpts in the horror side, or the ones I've gotten are really good.
Dude, their sculpts, there's no doubt about it. Their sculpts are on the money. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, I just want to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, since
you didn't actually say what you got, Bobby just ripped into you and started judging you. I'm sorry. Greg.
Who? I did not. Yeah. Don't do that.
Bobby is
don't do that.
He acts like his Cammy Street Fighter figures, not somewhere.
Oh, that's a phase. That's totally a phase. That, and I don't know how many fucking Mortal Kombat ninjas he's gonna buy.
Dude, I just sent because I got Rain and Smoke recently, and I just sent a picture of all of them together to Pinkerton, and I just said you're welcome because he's collecting that Street Fighter line, and I know I'm funding it behind the closed doors.
Did you get the Ermac one too?
Yep, I got them all. I got all the ninjas. I got them all. I got the Skittle Squad is in full effect.
And when you see it, are you like, this is awesome? Or are you like, eh?
I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
I think the figure art Street Fighter stuff is going to shape up to be a better collection. That Blanca looks fucking.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm hoping and praying that you are correct. Like I bet, like, dude, that Street Fighter shit. Like, I feel like we could have a whole fucking podcast about it. I bet on a horse. My horse might win, and it might lose, and I think that it's feasible to have bet on either one of the horses and feel the same way. But right now, I'm feeling good. Like 2 weeks ago, I felt terrible.
I only have one Storm figure, and it's the Player 2 color Ryu I won in that raffle.
Right.
For like, a fraction of the retail. And he's fine. He's cool, but like I don't really know if I want any of the other ones outside of Akuma, and maybe Zangief. But then it's like, well, what am I gonna do with these?
You call him Zangief?
I don't know how the fuck it's pronounced, Robert.
You don't say Zangief?
I go through phases.
You're like Zangief.
Zangief.
I'm not a Russian sympathizer, so I don't speak that language.
Brooklyn has the best Russians.
That is true.
I've heard.
You know, my favorite my favorite Street Fighter character is Raiden.
I'm scared of a fucking Mortal Kombat collection because that shit never goes past like the basic bitches. Like, I think that G.I. Joe line actually went further than any other. Like back in the '90s, went further than any other Street Fighter line because there was that one. Who was it, Bobby? They sold them at Toys R Us forever because they couldn't get rid of them, and you get like a 9-pack of ninjas. It was like the Costco pack of ninjas.
The 3 3/4 ones.
Yeah, I think they were. And then they did those Mortal Kombat X ones, and you picked them up, and I picked up the first 3, and they never made any more after like the second wave. So.
I know another Bobby phase.
What's that?
Play Arts Kai.
Wait, you haven't named the first phase.
I said it was the fuck did I say it was?
Oh,
I'm still in on them.
Oh,
I'm still actively.
Just because you're in on it, don't mean it's not a phase.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's been a phase. So just to be fair, I'm not denying that it's a phase, but I've been in on a Mortal Kombat nice line since fucking '91.
Yeah, defensive.
I've been in the horror since '80s.
And actually, you know what's funny about the Play Arts Kai shit? I have a Play Arts Kai figure ordered right now, which would literally make Play Arts Kai my longest lasting collection since I got back into collecting. That's a fact.
Spoken like a true defensive phaser.
like a true defensor.
Phaser set to stun.
Bobby cleaning his downstairs bathtub. That was a phase.
Fact. That's a fact.
How long did that last?
Phase.
Like
moments,
year,
Gregory.
2 years.
Moments.
That lasted one time.
Moments.
Only one time.
Moments. Really? I gotta wait till Skullfest. I gotta wait for Robert to come and hook it up again.
I think Robert's cleaned it more than you have, hasn't he?
Man, Robert hasn't cleaned shit.
He cleaned it good.
He cleaned it. He cleaned it. And the parts that he said that he couldn't get clean, you know, like I went back and touched those up. All it took was a little elbow grease.
Was it you or Joe?
Isn't that ironic? Don't you think? Like I was like I cleaned the whole tub.
Come
on,
Alanis.
I want Alanis Morissette to get on the call right now to be like, isn't it ironic?
I'm gonna add her.
That Robert D cleaned your tub for you. The next day you came over and scratched off a little poo.
Dude, I just added some dirt to it recently for my Halloween costume, Robert D.
Oh, you're gonna be Mudman?
He's gonna be Sandman.
Oh, are you saying that?
I'm gonna be Swamp Thing.
Oh, please be Swamp Thing. Come on, from the '80s, do it. And your wife can be the Fro girl.
No, he's gonna be the ghetto Swamp Thing. The other one from Marvel. Is it Marvel? The one
that's Man Thing. Man Thing. Yeah, he's trash.
Like, oh, you're Swamp Thing, and you'd be like, no, I'm Man Thing. God damn it!
Don't you see my elephant trunk?
Man Thing. See my hump.
You got Joe KW to be the Guardians of the Galaxy so that you guys can like have some context.
Oh, speaking of Joe KW, happy belated birthday.
Yeah. No, it's not belated. Well, I mean, it's belated by the time you post this.
Oh, yeah, by the time, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Joe's got an amazing body and really low nipples.
And he's also got a very long goatee.
Really low nipples.
Low, not long. Really low nipples.
I said low. Low.
He can flex his nipples while doing the crunch.
So moving on with this whole segment.
Greg, did you get anything this week?
I did. I got.
He can flex his nipples while he does the crunch.
I got Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy Krueger for the dogs. I got. Did I say I got It? Did I get It? Oh, no, I didn't get It. So I got It. I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface. I got Friday the 13th Part 5, Jason. just for a diorama. I got a NECA. Actually, I got 2 of them. So if anybody needs one before I take it to Target, let me know. I got a Friday the 13th diorama accessory set, which is pretty neat. It comes with some pretty iconic parts from some movies: Camp Crystal Lake, Welcome Sign, Doc that he shoots the harpoon from with the lights in part 3D, and it comes with the rock that he was tethered to the bottom of the lake with in part 6. I got what else did I get? I got something else. I got some diorama supplies. I got some of that green foam, only to find out that the pink foam was better.
You know what, man? There's pros and cons to both. There's pros and cons to both.
Do tell.
Hey, look, I'm going to listen to the professional.
I hear you.
Before I listen to the amateur.
I hear you. I don't blame you.
Joe KW?
Like,
Pinkerton was like, "Oh, you need the pink shit."
Pinkerton definitely prefers the pink, but so to speak. But the green, like it, I find that the green is relatively easier to work with. Whereas,
I think he said the exact same. I think he said the exact opposite.
See, the pink is not for nothing. Like
you gotta warm it up. You know, you gotta know where to touch it.
The
you gotta
pink
get all moist.
Is firmer, so to speak.
Firmer.
It's like it's more sturdy.
Did you find the spot?
But the green is like I feel like the same pressure on a blade is going to do more damage to the green than the pink.
Well, I guess if it's gangrene, maybe, but you don't want to be putting too much pressure on the blade when it comes to either.
I thought gangrene was what we used to stop their runs. You know what I mean? Double entendre.
He's a Modium AD. You think that's why Chris likes the pink? Because it's in his name? And that's it?
I think that is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Could be.
It can't be Grinkerton.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Code cracked.
All right. Anything else?
Also, yes, I'm not done yet. I got God. Ugh, Tina, come get your Tim. I got NECA Gizmo, and it's trash. I took it. I got it home. I opened it and I took it right back to the store. I tried to pose his head, and his head just rolled off his fucking body across the floor like a slasher movie. I took it back, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't abide this nonsense." Yeah, it's my phase. I kept the fucking broken figure, or the shit quality one, and then I got the Build-A-Figure body and tail for the lizard figure, because I'm still trying to put together my lizard.
Lizard King.
So if anybody's got a head, 2 arms, or a his right, my left leg.
Hizzle.
For shit.
All righty.
I think that's all I got.
Matthew Deluxe Baldwin.
Yes, Mr. Detolf.
Did you get anything this
week? Did you say Mr. or Master?
Mr. Well, he's still a Master. Master Detolf. I also got the Gizmo. Yeah, my arm's kind of loose. Face off. It's kind of weird, but don't keep in mind. I love the Gremlins. Gremlins was one of my favorite, and you had Phoebe Cates in there too. So.
Gremlins is one of my favorite.
It was.
I
always
loved
Phoebe
too. I've been a Grimm fan since before I was a Transformers fan. Thank you very much.
I was. No, I had Phoebe in it, and that's the first boobs I saw on TV was Fast Times at Ridgemont. And I also received. I got Jason Part 5 also, New Beginning, and I got my one. I sent off a Freddy that had some paint issues to NECA.
How could you tell?
Because he didn't have 2 green stripes on his sweater. It was easy.
I'm like, look at his face. It looks like a fucking pizza was run over by a car.
Yeah, that's fine. His ears chopped off too, or
so cut he's missing stripes.
Yeah, he was missing the top 2 green stripes on there, so they replaced it. Really, really good people to work with. Real fast, I got it within like a week, so I got it back and everything. And they sent me an extra glove
the
too.
The shirt isn't right. The shirt doesn't have enough stripes. Okay.
Hey, when I posted pics of it, everybody, and I mean everybody, pointed it out to me. They didn't read
You're fucking up my phase. Okay.
They didn't read the comments below their stuff. They always had to tell me, you're missing 2 stripes. I'm like, I know. So that's always good. And that's it. That's all I got. This way, I ordered skids today, so I'm excited. I'll get him soon.
You get skids all the time, Matthew.
Skid marks.
Oh, I got breaking news. TJ Duckett just put the new Iron Giant figure in an Iron Man pose.
Oh my God! I'm being fulfilled with celestial power.
Was it in a default?
I hope so.
Okay, it can't be. It has to be in a Detolf when you do the Iron Man pose.
That was on my bucket list. Hold on, let me check it off.
What did Bobby get?
Yeah, Bobby, did you get anything or have an opportunity?
I got Hot Toys Justice League Wonder Woman, Hot Toys Iron Man 2 Iron Man Mark IV, Hot Toys Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader.
Money bags.
Now that's
money bag.
Right? Huh?
That's money bag space life.
Yeah. No, that's smack you in your face with my paycheck life.
That Vader's been around, right?
That is true.
This isn't brand new, right?
No, it's brand new.
I thought going to Skullfest, I remember listening to Snowflake complain about that Vader that he.
There's multiple Vaders,
but it was the Empire.
Yeah, he was in a couple movies.
Empire wasn't out in May. Nope.
What? He had a big drama with Vader.
Nope. Yeah, that wasn't Empire. That was episode 4.
That's Return of the Jedi.
It was it was New Hope.
I stand correct. But speaking of which, I heard that Doi Tea Talks started up again.
Really?
Oh, they're recording now?
I saw a post from Afote. About it. Maybe they were talking about it. Mickey said he'd do it, and then they still haven't done it, probably.
Oh, so Toy Detox wasn't phase life?
No.
They're probably phasing too. Everybody's phasing out.
Everybody's phasing out.
This whole thing is a phase, man. Is SCU a phase?
It's
funny. When are we phasing out? When are we phasing out?
Next week.
Next week.
You have to spend. Yeah.
Well, you fucked it up, Matt. I mean, first you phased out, then Justin phased out, and it was down to 3, and one of us was going to phase out. But now you came back.
Oh, my bad. I ruined the whole system. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm getting good at going ape shit in those starfighters. Oh, I'm getting good at it, and I'm enjoying every moment.
Well, hey, Robert, what did you get this week, though?
I had a phase. I had one more phase joke in me.
Go get it out then.
Well, I was going to tap into the Speed Force, but then that shit was going to be a phase because my fat ass ain't running anywhere.
I don't get that, Greg.
It's a dumb DC joke.
Even the DC jokes is dumb.
The Flash movie got pushed back, but then apparently Ezra Miller has a giant role in the next Harry Potter movie.
It had to be pushed back because of the Jewish high holy days. He couldn't film for those days.
Oh, is he Jewish?
No, but his character is, and he's a method actor, So in Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, got Shavuos coming up, and we've got Simchat Torah, and then you've got Hanukkah. You've got a lot of Jewish holidays. I know about the Jewish holidays. What did I get?
Yes, sir. Justin, he just called you out.
I got on Sunday. I had the urge to make a lasagna, and I wanted to make it healthy. I resisted the pork and the beef, and I got ground turkey and I got turkey sausage, and I made a 15-pound lasagna. It is huge. I'm handing out slices of lasagna like they're business cards.
Turkeys on Christmas?
It's really a lot of lasagna you got in the house. It's really good too because you eat it. Because there's no real grease in it. I love cooking with the ground turkey because you just taste the flavor and there's no heaviness. But yeah, there's a lot of lasagna in my house right now. I'm not sure what. See, I've been leaving all my shit in the office just because I've been doing a lot of running around for weeks and weeks at this point. Weeks. I've been living like Bobby, just one thing after the other. Bing bong, bing bing bong. And I have so much shit in the office. I realize I'm like, fuck, am I just now like it's spilling into the office? 'Cause I got no room in the house, but I got the Boo. I'm not sure if I said that 2 weeks ago. I got the Figure Arts Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. That's not. What's funny? It's like not a phase for me. It really isn't a phase. Is it a phase?
No. I will admit.
I'm like, I've been binge watching Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Justin, who used to be on the fucking show. I'm just like I've been binge watching.
What the fuck was that?
Day one, like just whenever I get a chance, I'm watching another episode. I'm like into season 9 or 10. I won't watch the new stuff, even though like the Dragon Ball Super, people love it, and there's movies. I still haven't even gotten to them yet, and I'm really happy that I haven't gotten to them yet because I'm enjoying the story as it progresses. It's the kind of show that it progressed over the years. So I feel like you're kind of missing out by not watching it consecutively and to see how the characters develop and everything, because I believe they're so emotional in it, and to really understand their silly emotional reactions, a lot of the times you have to understand the history of the story, and the interaction of the characters. So yeah, it's weird. I'm like, I really need these figures. Like, I'm really excited that Mr. Satan's coming out.
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan.
Hey, you know what else you don't watch?
What?
My reviews.
I don't think I watch much of Bobby's even. Like, I don't watch much of anything.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I barely watch it.
I'm kidding. Matt, do you?
And Matt, you post like 30 reviews a week.
Is that your new marketing campaign? Like to guilt people into fucking watching your shit?
Exactly.
You asked me if I bought a pullover yesterday.
Do you like how many people? So you stopped sharing in the groups. How many people are on your PM list? Like, hey, you watched that Titans Returns trigger happy?
At least 30. I'm gonna start hitting you up too. So
Don't hit me up. You're gonna be fucking disappointed.
All I gotta say, let me guilt trip people for you. Matt's been very supportive of many, so it's kind of weird that that it's not being reflected back.
It might be a product situation.
Oh, he's saying it don't matter about that. Your shit sucks.
No, I'm saying that if you build it, they will come.
He's like, no one cares. No one's gonna return the love. You better give him something.
It's coming. I'm getting a lot of good feedback, especially for what I'm doing. Especially I've started a little 30-minute series thing.
Those meme stickers though.
Shut up.
Those meme stickers. You start hitting everybody up in the DMs about the meme stickers.
I asked everybody. I hit everybody up in my friends list. I'm like, hey, have you bought a sticker yet?
You bought a sticker? I made a meme in 3 seconds. I made a bad meme, and I want to sell it to you. Yeah. Buy my meme, 17 cents. I'm gonna sell you memes.
Is that all you got? Was the Dragon Ball Z thing?
No, I also got finally.
I was muted. Fuck. I was trying to talk shit to Matt this whole time, and I was muted. God damn.
Cringer.
All right, well then you deserve it. What's up with that hell Hasbro fucking rainbow clusterfuck logo you've been throwing on all your shit lately?
I don't know, man. It's just a happy place.
You know what I don't like about that is
don't buy your shit.
Honestly, to be honest and fair and true to you and me as your friend, you have to Photoshop that so that it's not just a fucking square.
That sticker is trash, Mac.
You can't just do a square cut with cut and paste of that image. You have to clean it and cut out the actual image of the rainbow and stuff.
Oh,
so that's what you're popping on things, not just like a picture in picture.
You gotta run it. You gotta run this stuff by the team. Get a second opinion.
This is Shattercast's first intervention.
No, it's not an intervention. No, I'm just saying that's one thing. That logo with the rainbow and stuff, you've got to cut it.
Is that logo with the this might be a conversation best for off the air, but is that indicative of you?
You don't even want to talk about your stuff on air, man. What a jerk.
I don't care. No, I listen to y'all. I mean, I've taken y'all's criticism and all that stuff. I've run with it. Bobby told me to make the reviews about myself.
I've made a conscious effort to try to give you advice from day one.
Yeah, and I usually take it
from Jump Street.
What
It was just a clusterfuck of stuff. I did an eagle. I put a star screw on there. It was just everything. All right.
So here's the thing. It's just like Hasbro, right? Like if they put a clusterfuck of shit out, it affects the way that you see Hasbro.
That's true.
Do you mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it is Hail Hasbro.
Like, yeah, just reach out, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion from people who aren't afraid to hurt your feelings. Do you know what I mean? That's important.
Oh, I know y'all are.
It's important, like because yes men, Matt, will do more harm than good. Ask George Lucas.
I understand. I know that. I know
that wasn't a ooh. That was like that was deep.
Mm-hmm.
That was
deep. because
I'm
like
just saying, dude, you gotta Photoshop. You gotta clean it up because it looks like you just were lazy, like you're just cutting stuff out with squares. You can't do that. That's like cutting a head out and putting it on something, and the head's just a square from another photo with the background from the other photo. Where the head is. You can't do that. You gotta clean it.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I'll do that. I mean, I don't even use that. Like I said, when I start, if I do anything else,
I like your logo. And I miss your old music, because that logo is indicative of your old music. The doon 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 doon. And I like the fact that it's a hodgepodge of all this crazy shit, because it's Hail Hasbro. I like that. I like it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with the Hail. I mean, this is a conversation better for off. I'm good with Hail Hasbro. Hail Hasbro works.
Yeah, we're losing listeners.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's
talking
not
about your stuff.
No, it's not that. Don't do that.
Talk about green phone versus pink phone.
Don't do that.
Please.
Don't do that. It's just I don't want to make it like people. I often get this impression when I'm reading the comments and stuff that people get this. I want the knife. People,
I love that movie.
It's the best. People get this impression that we're picking on Matt, but it's not that. Like, we're picking on us that we love and we care about him and we want him to succeed. So we want to help. Have you ever seen kids play that bowling game where you put the little bumpers up?
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, bowling with the bumpers up.
Yeah, we just want to provide the bumpers.
Oh, no bumpers. No bumpers.
No, we need some bumpers.
That's like being a yes man. Like, here, throw a strike. What are the chances? The bumpers were up.
The yes man is saying, don't worry about the gutter. You won't fall into it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
The bumpers are saying, look, let us stop you from falling into it. Let's just put some.
Just.
Yeah, and then what are you going to stand by the pins and knock them down for him too, Bobby?
Robert, I feel like you're not a true friend.
That pull over because I think it is kind of sloppy, but I understand. Yes, I'm gonna start trying to do better on that stuff.
Like, you have to spend a lot of time. Like, I think you spend a lot of time thinking about what you want to do, but when you execute it, you don't spend time, like, painstaking time in the execution. You can't just be like boom, boom, boom. Like, I thought about the idea and then slap, 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 slap. What do you think? You gotta like go through it and work. Like Bobby's last fucking piece of illustration. I would say art. But when you go to TFcon, you're gonna see Artist Alley, and Bobby's gonna have his table roped off, and it says Illustrators Alley with an arrow pointing at him.
You're a fucking idiot.
I can't believe how quickly you pumped out that thing. And he's like, it was 79.5 hours. I'm like, holy fuck.
79.5 hours.
It was a lot. Like, you got to really fucking slap it down, right? Like you do. You slap it down, flip it, rub it down. But then you want to let it sizzle on the back burner for a while and think about it. Play with it. Massage it,
Tickle it? Can I tickle it a little bit?
What's that?
Yeah.
Can I tickle it a little bit or something? Or
it depends. You gotta see the mood. A little cat.
If she's in the mood, you tickle it a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes. But what else did I get? I finally got in because I bought the remember like last year was it last year that the SOC Solid Jokin Voltron came out, and then the King of Beast that was just like a third party version of Voltron, unlicensed, was officially licensed, and then they released an official like improved version. They like legally Wei-Jongified their own mold of their King of Beast, and they called it Icarus and Voltron.
Icarus is getting a re-release, isn't it?
Yeah, they all are. So was the SOC for some reason. Apparently, I mean, I haven't seen anything. It was just a word on the street, so I don't know. Maybe it isn't, but I think Icarus is being re-released. But
but I licorice.
Icarus. It's like you've made wings covered in wax, and you flew too close to the sun, and then the wax melted, Matthew.
Oh,
and then you fell. Oh. But so the Yellow Lion, his fucking head broke when I first got it out of the box, and I was bummed out, and I couldn't send it to Bubba to review to compare to his SOC, which I still think would be a great comparison video. But it took almost a year to get a replacement Yellow Lion, and the guy, like, I started getting pissed off because it was like stringing me along, I felt like, and then he sent me, I think, a test shot, or the display model for the Yellow Lion, and I finally got that in. So now I have a complete Icarus, and I'm like, the one thing I don't collect like Transformers where I have two of each. I don't do that. I believe if you have a Transformer, you should be transforming it. You shouldn't have it, here's the robot mode, here's the car mode. It just seems lazy to me. But I understand why you're doing it. But to me, my own collection, I want to, hey, you know what? You want to see the car? You fucking put in the work and you make it a car. But the
put it on the back burner?
Yeah. I have my Icarus Voltron, and I have the King of Beast in lion mode, and it's actually a really nice display with Voltron standing there with the lions around him. But yeah, I got that in, and I asked Bobby if he wanted to take a look, and he's like, "No, it's old news now."
It's old news, Mag. Hey, Matt. Speaking of old news, how did you find a co-host?
Speaking of old news, how's that Starscream G1?
No, I just don't give a fuck what Robert has to say. What, did you find a co-host for that night?
Which night? He's doing it every night.
No, he had a co-host issue.
He's doing that every night.
He's
got a co-host issue every night.
You have a co-host issue every night, Matt?
No.
You had a co-host issue recently, right?
I told him I'd do it, and he was like, "I'm talking about it later night." I'm like, "All right."
Oh, he was like, "No, I want somebody with a real opinion."
No,
he's like, "I don't want you, Greg."
He's like, "I want someone with I
have people lined up. I've done 3 shows. I've done Josh Fisher. I did Tyler G. And then I just did John Garinger yesterday. I'm having different people come on.
I don't want to have me on. You never asked me.
You're fucking lying, you dipshit. I asked you to be the first person, and you said, I ain't got
No,
time.
you know what? I had oral surgery, and he's like,
yeah, he did.
Dude, I have stitches in my mouth.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then I popped my stitches the other night. He's like,
you
want to do YouTube? Dude. Like, I popped my stitches, and he's like, "Whoa, you want to do it anyway?"
Dude, shout out to Robert D. having stitches in his mouth. God.
Robert, you are fucking like, I've asked you for months if you want to do.
I didn't even need the surgery. I just, he was asking me, so.
You're full of shit, dude. You're full of straight shit. I've asked you for months now to do something like that, so I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Did you find somebody?
You on. And Bobby, if you want to come on, I would love to have you on too.
I would love to come on.
Bobby's backing out of the room right now.
Don't do that.
No, he said he didn't want Bobby on. He said the Bobby was too high profile.
See?
Wow.
He was like, Bobby's too big time.
I've asked all y'all to come on.
You never asked me. Don't do that.
Bobby.
Yeah. Man, stop being trash.
With me,
stop being trash, buddy.
With personal issues and work, it's been fucked up. But I'm getting on with you, and we're going to make it a regular thing.
Okay.
And you're going to regret it.
Did he ask you to make it a regular thing, though?
I'll just call him and record it and post it on his own channel because I have his passwords. It's easy. It's Starscream 321, Shaq Lover 926. I know his password.
That is exactly right. Exactly.
Oh, man.
What else did I get? Wow, it's like an hour in, and we're.
You're a pretty good host, Robert, keeping us on track.
Hey,
is there a lot of news?
This is the new track.
There's not a lot of news, man.
This is the new track. No, it's like 3 things.
Don't worry your little you're a little ahead about it. There's really not that much news.
Like 2 Hasbro things. So we're gonna avoid that. I think I did get more stuff, and I just can't think of it. I had oral surgery, which sucked, and my kid broke her leg. And that's about it. I got the hotel I told you about, and
dude, you're not even gonna show up to the convention.
That's why I asked if I was going to see him. I knew once he said I'm staying at the Four Seasons, I'm like,
it's going to be like noon on Saturday. I'm going to be like, where are you? Be like, still trying to get out of the gift shop.
No, it's going to be 3 o'clock. It's going to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Lisa found some really cute shot glasses.
We're swimming.
Bob's going to be like, I make shot glasses.
You know what? I'm just gonna be honest right now. I am so ready to see y'all fucking too next week. I really am.
I think Friday night's gonna be nuts. I think Friday
there's gonna be lots of nuts.
I think Friday night's gonna be crazy at the bar because there's no big rooms. Pinkerton confirmed it and they lie. We asked them because I wanted like a suite and they were like, oh, there's nothing available. They don't have them. They don't have suites at that hotel. They're all just small rooms. And
I thought you said that hotel was money.
No, the Crown, the O'Hare, the one where the convention is.
Oh yeah, that place is ghetto.
But yeah, they don't have any suites, so I don't know. I don't think I was like looking forward to the ROC party, and I'm thinking there probably isn't one, unless there is a suite. But Pinkerton said there was no. He wanted to get a big room, and there weren't any. Like they just don't exist there. So I think the party's going to be at the bar. We need to start a bar
God
fight.
forbid you have a fucking party at a bar.
We need to start a bar fight. I'm going to get someone to fuck with me. Like, I'm going to instigate. I'm a good manipulator and instigator.
No.
I'm going to get someone to, like, slap me or throw a drink in my face where Bobby can see and watch him just go chimpanzee on someone.
Oh, stupid.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be like, help me, Bobby! Help!
And then when Bobby gets arrested, you're going to be his lawyer?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to sue the shit out of everybody.
We need to start a bar fight.
Suing you?
It'll be like Anchorman, Like I can just imagine like all the TFW nerds versus like the Cool Table Network people, like that big Anchorman mob fight.
Friday night is the Rock party. I know that for sure. Also, speaking of which, shout out to the Rock. They're doing a toy drive.
Yeah, they're doing a toy drive. Paul C's.
So Paul C is the contact, and just hit up the Realm of Collectors in any way, shape, or form. They can give you all the information and details. They're all handling it on their end. If you want to donate, they'll take.
You can donate money too. You don't have to donate toys.
If you don't have any, yes, exactly. If you don't have any open toys, you can financially donate. And
it's a toy drive, right? It's a toy drive. Has to be a new, not new, but unopened.
Correct.
Toy.
Unopened. Mm-hmm.
And it's for a good cause. What's the cause? I know it's a good one.
Kids.
I think it's underprivileged kids and shit.
Yeah, and I think we have the link in our Heads of State chat. I don't know if we should post the link in the notes so that people can just click it. Is that possible?
I don't know. Like if you hit up the Realm of Collectors, they're part of the Cool Table Network. We're all part of the same family. Just hit them up. They will guide you. They'll put up those same bumpers on the bowling alley lane to guide you in the right direction. Matt's
got like 6 Omnigonixes he's donating.
Now they're all open.
3 Blitzwings.
Bobby got Omnigonix to donate too.
I have an Omnigonix, but it's open. Matt, I can't do anything with it.
You should donate your Omnigonixes and your extra Blitzwings and watch Chris slap you.
Dude, what's funny is
just find ways to get Bobby to fight people for us.
Don't do that. What's funny is Chris was here today at my house. He's like 8'5", and my oldest daughter didn't see him.
What?
Yeah,
was he like sound wave like a lap hole?
She was just like, "Oh, Chris is here," and like everybody was like, "Yeah, you didn't see him?" She was like, "No," and Joe was like, "It's because he's so big." people assume he's furniture and not like a real person.
No, it's true. I'm not as tall as Chris, but once you like get to a certain height, like
you're not like as impressive either. Like generally, like in terms of talent, skills, abilities, that kind of stuff.
No, or personality, nothing. I'm nowhere near as impressive as Chris. I wish I was as talented as he was.
I do not believe that. I think you are just as talented as Pinkerton.
Robert, I love you.
Yeah, you respectfully disagree.
But
the fact is, once you get to a certain height, like people they fucking don't see you. Like they walk through. Like I have to weave through people on the sidewalk.
I never
like
seen
they
you do that.
walk through me. Like they don't even fucking look at me. It's weird.
Like Patrick Swayze Ghost.
What?
Like Patrick Swayze Ghost.
We'll just leave it at that.
You know what's funny, real quick? Joe is going to hit me up. Joe is going to listen to this, and he's going to hit me up, and he's going to be like, I'm an hour and 5 minutes in, and no one has talked about Transformers. Like, Joe has been keeping...
Joe's going to first say, what do you mean my low nipples? Tell Rob, go fuck himself.
Joe has been keeping track recently of how often we actually talk about Transformers on this podcast. And, like, I'll just get these text messages every Friday, like, 43 minutes in, first sign of Transformers.
Speaking of which, did he get a call?
About what?
Birthday. Happy birthday. Did he get a happy birthday call?
He got a text, and I saw him in person, and Jana gave him a Twix bar.
I didn't get a call.
He didn't get a call.
He didn't get a call. I saw him in person.
He didn't get a call. That's what you're saying. He did not get. Yes or no? And yes or no, sir?
No.
The question was a yes or a no.
The answer
did
is
he get a call?
The answer is no.
Whoa!
God damn, Bobby, really?
Yeah, he didn't.
That's your boy.
I know, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He knows
That's
he's my guy.
the gift. Well, even if you see
that's
him,
your boy.
Even
Did
if
he
you
get shout out on your review?
Hey, you good,
That's
my
your
guy?
boy.
Even if you see him in person, right? Like, hey, yo, Joe, I got a birthday present for you, my man.
Call him right there.
Pull your phone out.
Well, all of a sudden he's JoJo.
Hey, yo, happy birthday, Joe. That's for you, my man. Happy birthday. I called you.
My man.
The thing about that is, if he's standing right there,
look, I'm gonna tell you
something.
Honestly, Joe,
like, oh, Bobby's giving me a phone call.
Joe and I, we don't really have many phone calls. It's, like when Joe is at my house, he just seems like he's a part of the house. You know, like it's so strange. It's like Joe could walk in.
A little racist.
No, don't do that. Joe could walk into my house, not say hello. Joe and I could not speak. He just comes into my house. We don't speak.
Cooking.
I'm working on something. He starts playing with my kids, and the first thing I might say to him is, like, you know, coffee. You know, like it's just like he's like a member of the household when he's here. But when we're on the phone, it is a little low key strange. Like we don't have a good phone rapport. I think he would agree. Like it's when we're on the phone, it's always so brief and like business oriented. Hey, can you? Yep. Okay. Cool. Talk to you later. Boom. Done. Like, but when we're in person, it's like it's so informal. It's very strange.
That sounds like our phone calls.
I think that's you, Bobby. I think it's just you.
It could be. It could be.
And you.
Most time I get a phone call from you, it's a scolding.
That's not true, Matt. You have received some scoldings, and you try to avoid some scoldings as well.
I love it when he knows he's in trouble, and then he gets and then he swipes you left.
That only happened that one time, but he definitely swiped left. Like he swiped left. In my head,
I'm not talking. I ain't got time for that mess. I ain't talking to him.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Hold on, I was just drinking a little.
I don't even remember. I don't even
scroll down. Where are we now? Third-party news. We are officially 3 hours and 46 minutes into this evening's podcast, and we will address third-party news. You know, I wanted to call Joe and wish him a happy birthday, but I felt like, you know, it would. I don't think he would want me to call him. He would probably take my call, but it would be like a. You know what I mean? Like I gotta take this call, you know, but not like, oh wow. Like when Bobby called me on my birthday, I was like, oh wow. I was like
trying to add that in. I see how you're trying to add that in. You're trying to add that into the conversation.
Robert,
that's
you
fine.
Got a phone call?
I got a phone call.
I didn't get a phone
I was hoping for it. I was like, I wonder if
I did not
see. No, but here's the thing. I know, like,
wow.
So No, don't.
Oh, I wowed.
So, I know.
Wow.
I know what type of people. I'm pretty good at reading people. So like I know that Robert, a phone call to him on his birthday, it means something.
Because he's an idiot.
No. It's just like you have this, like for a person that has a very large electronic presence, you have this old school sensibility when it comes to stuff like birthdays. And you're the type of person that like appreciates a phone call with a quick happy birthday and then a text message. Whereas Matt, he's happy either way. So with Matt, I'll send him a happy birthday text or instant message, and
I got red in the face a little bit. I'll admit that.
And all these backhanded compliments. He's like, Robert, you're an idiot. Matthew, you're a simpleton.
I didn't say either of those things. Matt's not a simpleton. Matt just has some simple taste sometimes.
But it was like leading up to the birthday, right? I'm feeling the birthday blues, and I'm just like, no one's gonna remember my birthday. I wonder if Bobby's gonna even call me.
Shut up.
I swear to God. I was like, oh, she doesn't even call me. And then when I saw the Bobby phone call, I was like, he did it! He's calling me! It was nice. It was one of the only phone calls.
Look, Lisa! He called fireworks! Look, Lisa! Fireworks!
I got 2 phone calls on my birthday. One, my other friends just texted me. My mother and Bobby. I had to call my mother-in-law because it was an opportunity because she usually calls me and will sing me happy birthday, but she forgot this year. And she has a horrible voice. And she sings it and it's horrible. And I had to sit there while she's singing happy birthday. And this year she didn't call. So I had to call her in the evening and I gave her a guilt trip about it. And then she immediately started singing happy birthday and I immediately regretted it. But I got 2 phone calls for my birthday and one was from Bobby. And
did you want me to call you? I would have called you, dude.
It's
I
okay.
called you.
It's okay. You didn't even say anything. You trolled me on my birthday. And Bobby Boucher, that fucking guy called me like a loser or something. Everybody was like, happy birthday. He's like, yeah, fat fuck.
Well, they don't wrong.
You fat fuck.
Something like that. He was like, yeah, can you fit a Detolf, you bitch?
All right, now that's funny. I don't care who you are.
And I intentionally did not like his comment on purpose. All right.
Purposely did not like his comment.
So he would be like, why is he liking everybody else? Not mine. Third party. Oh, speaking of guilt trips, Dust didn't wish me a happy birthday. Dust. I think Dust hates me. Speaking of Dust, that dude goes on a lot of vacations. Is anybody noticing this?
I have not noticed this. You know what? I kind of have low key noticed this. Like I listen to the Realm of Collectors Into the Realm every week, and I hear him say like, "I'm prepping for my vacation week." I have heard that a fair amount. Now that you say that,
he's always like 10 days to vacation, 6 days to vacation.
Yeah. I have noticed that.
It's like every 3 weeks. He's like 1 week to vacation. I'm like, damn, Dust.
Come on, it ain't every 3 weeks.
Oh, Dust.
Robert, if you keep going on, you know he's going to hate you.
Too late.
No, he just said on the Realm this week he's back
same.
on his hating shit. He's going to get back to hating everything. He just said it this week. So, Robert, you're top of the list.
You know what? If Dust loves to hate me, I'm just glad he loves me. And you know we're from the same area of Brooklyn. How I know. That's how I know he's.
You say that all the time.
We are. Yeah. He went to the high school I avoided,
but
I would have zoned for.
From Brooklyn.
He's from my area. We grew up not 2 miles from each other.
Did y'all see each other on the streets?
No. My neighborhood.
Big Fun and Fat Joe.
It was like, okay, we were like the children of the baby boomers, right? And it was like a double baby boom in my area, and like all these people moved in and had so many kids. It was like gangs of kids on every block. So each block was like a gang of kids. So Dust was like, mile and a half, 2 miles away from me. That was like 20 gangs away. It literally was like that. Like around the corner, my block had a beef with the kids around the block for no other reason other than we were territorial monkeys.
So you had gangster leagues?
Dust said your block was trash.
I wish he would have picked on me.
Trash. Baltimore trash.
I got picked on a lot.
Hey. Calm down there.
I got picked on a lot. Bobby would have been my knight in shining armor when I was little.
I stood up for kids all the time, man. Honestly, that's a true story.
I was a sensitive kid. Like when I was little, if you like made fun of my mom, if you like just the generic insults, I would like cry.
Let me ask you a question. When you were at your high school, right? So you had all these gangs that lived in the neighborhood.
No, not high school. Not high school. This is before high school.
Well, he's saying high school, so just go with it.
Just be difficult. Just be difficult for the rest of the night.
He will. He will.
The lunch tables. Where did you sit at your lunch tables?
Good question. See, high school. It's not the blocks you grew up on. I went to a specialized high school because.
Oh, sure you did.
I went to Brooklyn Technical High School. You had to pass the test to get into it. I majored in aeronautical engineering.
Oh my god,
and,
dude! You're smart as fuck.
I'm smart. So smart. I'm on this show. The dumbest lawyer in Brooklyn. And yeah.
Well,
I was at 4 tables. I was welcome to 4 tables, Bubby.
It's a lunch walker.
I was on.
He was so popular. He was so popular. Greg, he was so popular.
I was. I was the shit in high school. I'm Al Bundy.
Yeah.
I am Al Bundy.
Oh yeah.
Nah, you're like fucking the head of the class.
Mm-hmm. You're the kid that sat on the chair backward.
Dude, I was on the swim team.
Backwards hat too.
I was on the swim.
Oh, you were the friend from Carissa Explains It All.
I was on the swim team. We were city champs, by the way. So I was at the athletes table, the swim team table. We had our own table.
Next, you're gonna say that's how you met your wife.
That is actually that is how I met my wife.
I know. That's why I said that.
She was on the swim team as well. I was dating her.
Face.
Her friend introduced me to her.
I can see her being a swimmer. I don't know about you though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a good swimmer. I still am a good swimmer.
You're a trash swimmer.
You didn't see me swim.
Dude, I could just imagine.
I'm a good swimmer. I was a city champ.
No, you're not.
Bobby, do you
200
swim?
IM. I did the 200 IM.
Robert, you're shaped like a baked potato.
You should see me swim. Yeah, have you seen a fucking walrus in the water?
They do swim pretty good.
If you are in the open ocean and a walrus is coming at you, you're dead. I am a good swimmer, but I was a great swimmer back then. I was in good shape. I was skinny, but that was back in the day.
Well, hold on. If we don't care about the flow of the show, I have a story from this afternoon.
Go ahead.
I walked in the door and Zoe was whining, and she went,
"Why can't I?"
So I went, we got through the entire first verse of Sure Shot, and then Kit, I heard Kit unlocking the door, and I was like, oh, we gotta stop this. I don't want to hear her. I don't want her to hear me embarrassing myself. But yeah, and Zoe was all on her hind legs, like jumping up and down, like she was dancing.
She's like, "Let me hit mute.
No.
Let me hit mute for once." So I was on the swim team table. I was at the Dungeons and Dragons table because I was also a nerd, and I was at the Chinese kids table playing hearts and spades.
And, I think you were just at one table.
And I was at like the fucking the pot smokers table, even though I didn't smoke pot. I was like 4 tables.
Trash.
I was at 4 tables, Bubby. And I was the king of all. Not I wasn't the king.
The 4 tables nobody wanted to sit at. Yeah, this empty table, that empty table, all the 4 empty tables.
Empty tables. They're all empty.
Are you saying he took up 4 tables?
I took up 4 tables at once, yo. But
Matt, you made that joke 3 times and no one bet on it.
I know, and I'm trying to get people to bite, but it ain't working.
Just keep trying, Matt.
I will. I will.
That's your thing. These weren't. When I say gangs, they weren't real gangs, Bobby.
No, I get it.
Bobby, you're in a gang. He thinks you're in a fucking gang.
Wait, Robert, can you explain it to me?
Yeah, I wasn't really in a gang.
Okay.
What's a gang?
Robert was on the Dead Rabbits. Bobby was on the what were they called? The Nationalists or whatever
the Warriors.
They were called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt was on the Baseball Furies. and TRX6 was on
the no-shows,
the engineers.
No shows.
Hey, Bobby,
I used to love playing some baseball as a kid. That's one of my favorite sports.
Guess what my nerdy high school team name was?
What's that?
All right, good night, folks.
Wait. Your nerdy high school team, like the mascot? Like
the name of the team.
Okay.
With the engineers.
That was going to be my guess.
Oh, what a shocker. All right, so you're going to be Sandman for Halloween. And third-party news. This is irony. All right, this next bit of news is irony. My joke did not go over well with Leonard. But the fact is, MMC is having a custom painted figure class at TFcon. Wow. That's the irony. Because it's this stupid-looking Insecticon ape thing called Bob. All right? And why the fuck is MMC doing any kind of painting class? I think it's a quick through the door, they hand you the blank toy, and you walk out.
Dude, I think this looks awesome.
Why?
Because it looks just like him.
And the painting class stuff is probably the parts kit from Vinksta. Or not.
I'm gonna BRB. You guys.
Well, here's my thing about it is like if the bummer is like I respect Vinksta, like I generally like what he does, but I've never bought anything from him, and this would be the one thing I would buy from him. And unfortunately, it's in this customizing class, and I'm not interested in buying this. Like I know how to use a paintbrush. I'm not. It's irritating to me.
Well, it's going to be a kit for sale later, but you have to have the bot, which you get from MMC in the 3-pack. So,
which 3-pack?
They're Insecticons.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, the base of the figure is one of their Insecticons.
Yeah, fuck that. Never mind. Bob's not that important.
It's one of the
here first.
Oh. Yeah, no. I thought it's like a whole new bot.
No, they got to relax.
No, it's a Malium militia figure with
them MC boys weren't that good, were they?
Yeah, they got to relax.
Oh, that's. I mean,
I get it. I think it's probably the best custom class option I've ever seen. I will say that honestly.
Yeah, I'm happy for people who's gonna do it. And I hope they enjoy their figure, but I don't want to spend all day either doing that. I think you have to, stay there and do it.
But Matthew.
Yes, Robert.
They don't paint their fucking figures.
Well, we get that. We got the joke, but it's just
it's not a joke. It's like, what? Oh, you want me to paint your figure?
I think they paint their Ocular Max figures. Oh, but this is under the reformatted.
Don't bring Backdraft into this.
Don't put it.
They got a lot of nerve selling you a toy for you to fucking paint, Leonard.
When they don't paint their own figures.
Yeah. It's not like they're like, you try to paint one, see how you do compared to us. You don't fucking paint your figures. Now you want us to paint them? Fuck you.
Are you just mad that Lenny got on for free and you had to pay?
I don't even know. I don't even know what this character is. What's it from?
IDW.
Bob was a fucking ape insect?
Yeah, it was like an Insecticon pet, basically.
Robert, if you don't understand, let me explain it to you. Let me just lay it all out. So they made like 300 Insecticons, and only 3 of them were sentient. And then there was Bob, and then Bob found Sunstreaker, and they were best friends.
And Sunstreaker's a backstabbing, earth-killing piece of shit.
Yeah, but you know what?
You're
an ambulance there, so you're kind of...
It's complicated. You should see Sunstreaker and Prowl having a drink together. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. You should see fucking Blast Off sucking off
Whoa.
You should see Blast
Off.
No,
wait, who was that? It wasn't Blast Off. It was...
We just went dark there.
No, it was Blast Off. Was that Blast Off?
I haven't read anything recent.
And none of you
Ever.
none of y'all are caught up.
It's got pictures. Ain't gonna read it.
Is it a pop-up book? I love pop-up books.
Dude, I do love a
It's
pop-up
the
book.
comic. Man, fuck y'all.
I take issue with how much self-deprecation you do, Bubby, about
Robert-
your intelligence level. You always talk about, I'm not a smart guy. You're an extremely smart guy.
No, I'm not. But
Yes, you are. You're the biggest pain in the ass to debate. How can you think you're not a smart guay? You know you're
stubborn.
smart guy. And you're so stubborn about admitting it.
Robert, look, I'm definitely not a smart guy. I've met smart guys, and I know I'm not one of those.
Oh, I see. Oh, there's a negative connotation.
No, not at all. There's plenty of smart guys that I admire more than you'll ever know. But
ironically, that was a very intelligent comment. See, you address being a smart guy the same way you deal with being called an artist.
But look, I'm also a firm believer
avoidance
that regardless of what your intelligence is, it's always better for people to underestimate your intelligence than overestimate it.
Okay. Well, you just showed your hand there, huh?
Yeah. But that doesn't mean I think I'm anything.
So when you were in the resource room, were you like, my plans are coming together?
No, when I was in the resource room, I was more confused. I was like, why is this kid eating a desk? And I'm in...
I think you are, I think, the most stubbornest person in the world. Like, you get the award for stubborn.
Yeah, I'm stubborn.
Wow, who did that? Who did that?
Robert, are you going to do the class?
Who just rolled over the bubble wrap?
Oh, that was Zoe.
Oh, Zoe. Okay.
Yeah, she's snuggling.
I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. I am stubborn. I will admit that.
It's cold here in Ohio. It's under 50 degrees right now.
But if I was hyper stubborn, I wouldn't.
This is true. So anyway, moving on from this stupid custom class that everybody else seems to fucking love. Oh, God. More 3P beast modes. Who wants another Bumblebee?
It turns into a Liger.
Yeah, right?
A flyer.
A flyer, yeah.
The original artwork had him turning into that, not a Bumblebee, so... Man, he's got the fucking lion head on his shoulder. I guess I kind of like that because he's like, Optimus's butt buddy.
A new third-party company.
It's bullshit.
And this trend of this type of design is already getting obnoxious.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100.
I'll tell you. Oh God, here comes the emojis.
Tell me.
I think that
Tell us. Hashtag anger. Hashtag rage.
Dude, I think this looks cooler than Cheetor. I'll say it.
This is what Cheetor should have been.
I agree.
They should have called this Cheetor. But
I think this looks 1,000 times better. I think this. Look, I don't give a fuck about this, and like I'm annoyed, like everybody else, in the sense where I'd rather see something I do want.
Should avoid annoyed.
But I think this looks cooler than every Beast Wars character ever created.
This is not the first character produced by whatever company this is.
I agree.
That's bullshit.
I agree.
Oh no, this is probably
Generation Toys.
That's what I was thinking, Matt.
Oh my God.
This is legit Generation Toys.
Did we just become good friends?
It's called GT10 Optimus Primal, GT10 Red Bull.
Swear to God, if I get drunk enough, I'm gonna make someone throw a drink in my face. Swear to God.
What?
Collectors should remember Generation Toys already released other T-Beast characters. Oh, okay.
Are you reading comments?
No, I'm reading the little description here.
That's what
I think they're drawing the same comparison.
This is Gen Toys. It's obvious. Come on now.
Maybe that's why we haven't heard anything from Generation Toys lately.
Where's TFC?
Well, they just teased a bunch of their Protectobots recently, right?
Like they did the blades, and I'm waiting for those.
In the Groove, did they show some Groove pictures also?
Yeah, but
I saw Blades is almost ready. I mean, Blades, I think, should be ready almost.
No, that's Generation Toy.
Yeah, that looks
we're talking about Generation
not TFC.
Oh my God!
They did show pictures of Groove, but I think they just showed some more pictures today of Blades, and he looks almost like finished, like he's ready to go.
Wait, are you talking about TFC or Generation Toy?
Dude, you're lucky your doctor isn't the same one that saw Old Yeller, man. They put you to fuck down.
I'm confused.
We're talking about Generation Toys.
Well, I'm talking about TFC.
Why?
Why are we talking about? Who's talking about TFC?
Where is TFC
at all?
They're making that Optimus Prime.
That's it. Come on, this is TFC.
This is not
where the
TFC.
fuck have they been?
They're making
where's Generation Toys been though?
TFC's making that giant ass fucking GI Joe crossover Optimus Prime that apparently is as big as.
Oh well.
Well, yeah, it's as big as those Power Master Primes from Fans Hobby, and then there was a picture beside something else too. I didn't add those because we've talked about
He's
them.
big as a Power Baser.
I hope
TFC's
TFC's GI Joe crossover is as big as Power Baser or bigger, and then Wei Jiang upsizes it, and then KBB downsizes it, and then fucking Mech Fans Toys makes an oversized Legends version of it.
Well, what's that one company? They got to make a fucking
toys.
They got to make a 22-pound upscaled 3-foot tall one. Like
that's Mech Fans Toys.
So
that's a phase.
Can I say something? Every time I go upstairs after we record Shattercast, right? Every time, like I can set my clock to it. My wife always says as I'm getting into bed, I try my best not to wake her up, but it always wakes her up. And she says, "How was the show?" And as of right now, I can't decide if it's terrible or great.
That's
Lisa
good in
asks
my
me
book.
the same thing. Lisa always asks me the same thing when I'm on the show. How was the show? And I usually say they make me cry, and then I go to bed.
My Lisa never asked me how the show was.
Yeah, but she probably
does.
just snaps at you and calls you a patriarch.
Get your ass in bed.
She was more like, "How was the show?" You and your stupid Transformers friends.
Glad you kept away from your family for that long. Thank you.
Guess I'll watch them.
You guys are some fucking cutthroat white instigators.
Yes, I'll watch them. God, they're my kids too.
Oh God. Oh my God. Anyway, this Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this? Who knows? Is this the original design? Whoever the fuck did that all those years ago.
Does anyone really care?
Well, it's interesting. Now, if it's an original design, did those drawings predate Beast Wars?
No.
Okay.
No.
So they didn't, but no. Whoever it was that designed this obviously said this is what Cheetor should have been. Now I feel like I need to get this. I feel like a real connection to this.
What scale is this? Is it MP scale?
Yeah. This can be Generation Toy scale. Because it's Generation Toy.
I think it is GT.
But there's no fucking ankle rocker in the. Is there an ankle rocker there on the Beast Mode feet? Maybe on the paws. I think.
All right, moving on. What's up next?
Don't move along me. Listen, Mr. fucking Jason 6. All right.
All right, Mr. fucking ambulance spider.
Yeah, I think there's rockers on it.
I would bite the shit out of an ambulance.
Hello, biter.
Oh God.
It's the front foot that rocks.
Okay. I think I might get it.
Dude, get it and send it to me.
Where the fuck is GCI, huh? He's supposed to send you the Challenger. But
I got it today.
Oh, thanks for letting me know, asshole.
Who, me? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you.
Fucking play-by-play?
Hey, I got the fucking... Because I asked him 2 days ago, hey, did you send it yet? And he's like, I'm getting to it. Get off my back. I got all these KOs to fucking sell. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to ask you again because that's annoying, and I don't want to be that guy. I'm sure Bubby will be patient.
Bubby.
In his last review, or his sit down Saturday, or was it fuck down Friday?
No, go ahead, go for it.
Talk down.
No. Get your laughs.
Talk down to everybody.
Get your laughs. Go for it.
Moon me on Monday. It was something. You mentioned somebody sending me a somebody when they get to it's going to send me a Challenger to review. We'll see how that works out. This is the work.
Relax,
we'll
Max.
Get it when I get it. So
oh boy, you get your last two, Matt.
I'm like, fuck, this guy didn't get the fucking Challenger yet, but I can't say shit to Paniche because I already asked them. Turns out Bubby got it. Bubby got the Challenger.
Yeah, I got it.
Didn't tell me.
I got it.
Bob didn't tell me.
I got it. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the box.
Oh, really?
I got shit to do, Robert. You got to relax.
What do you mean you got shit to do?
Like he's fucking French.
Dude, I'm busy.
What are you?
Busy. He's got a Halloween party.
I got a Halloween party coming up, Robert, that you can't make it to all of a sudden.
No, I can't make it.
He said, I ain't making that trash.
Yeah. I got invited to that. I got invited to the fucking Francisco Miss. I got invited to the Pinkerton New Year. I got invited to all that. I'm like, there's a lot of Maryland going on right now.
What about the Deluxe Fest? Are you going to make the Deluxe Fest?
Dude, you're going to be calling up people to get in on the Deluxe Fest last minute?
Hey, Robert.
Deluxe Thanksgiving.
Robert.
Yes.
Deluxe giving.
Zoe's got a birthday in February. You coming to that?
Zoe Day.
I would come to you. I would.
Not on me or in me, though, but to me.
In you. And to you and on
Whoa.
you.
This is so funny.
No.
I think we have one listener left at this point.
Oh,
she was up earlier.
They don't know what they're missing.
I'd rather read Hasbro news at this point, but X-Transbots
so salty, man.
Oh god.
This show
who the
so
fuck? This I don't get it. Like, I don't understand you, G2 collectors. I don't get you. You're like,
it's a homage to the very first BotCon exclusive. It's a legacy thing.
Guess who else didn't understand G2 collectors? Hasbro, because it lasted like fucking 6 months and they canceled it.
Hey,
yeah, but it inspired a generation.
Missiles, voice boxes, disco colors.
So apparently, there's a vomit.
They have ones that shoot water.
There's a vomit flavored X-Transbots TFcon G2 Crackup.
Yeah, no, it's a tradition. I get it. I'm not interested.
No, people love.
If you had a G2 collection back then, it was like a Faith No More album cover.
This is
Angel Dust. Angel Dust was a great album.
Shut up.
Just saying. It was a great album.
I feel like, G2 is like, there's like this transition phase, and there's certain individuals that were too young to grow up with G1, but just old enough to grow up with G2 and Beast Wars. I just feel like, who are you? I don't understand you. But people love G2. They love it.
The same one they like G1.
I respect you. I just don't understand you.
I wish they would have loved it when it was out.
My favorite part of Transformers media is the Bruticus Superion G2 commercial.
Yeah.
That was like the height of advertising.
Yeah,
with the rap, with the really shitty 90s rap.
Yeah.
That's a big rap battle in Bruticus.
You got a purple and an orange and a yellow and a green. Oh my God, Decepticons, you were so mean.
You're hating on people for the way when they grew up and what they like?
Well, that's the thing. This is such a small window. Like Bubba said, it's a 6-month window, but it's snagged. This snagged like a sub-generation of people in their psychological development, and they love G2 stuff. Like, I feel like this is something we haven't addressed as a community. Like, what's up with G2?
G2 is the hypercolor of Transformers.
So, did these kids grow up to watch their dreams crumble into gold dust?
There's a whole generation of kids. There's a whole generation of kids that we have witnessed watch their heroes dissolve into dust.
Talk to them.
This is interesting.
Hey, y'all two are haters.
No, I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
Oh, you're hating, dude. You've hated the whole time.
No, I'm
Tito,
not
stop
hating.
teasing.
This show is just hating.
There's a dip.
2 was the height of gold.
Thomas didn't hate Jesus. He just doubted him.
Dude, bars.
Thank you. 4 bars. All right. Anybody getting this, Matthew?
I might, if I can get it. I'm not going to stay in line for it, but if it's available when I walk around.
Bobby, did you get the super premium hyper deluxe mega pre dealer room sale ticket for Friday?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's like a super hyper premium deluxe mega hyper super deluxe.
There's nothing I want.
Friday.
There's nothing I want.
you get to buy the exclusives.
But I don't give
on
a fuck.
Friday.
I don't give a fuck.
I know. They really should have preserved the integrity of what a TFCon exclusive meant.
Dude, I could go on and on about like I love TFCon. I have a special a special place in my heart for TFCon for a number of reasons, but if I wanted to get in my let me tell you the problems with TFCon pocket, I could.
Spoiler alert. It's gonna be Saturday morning.
No. I'm not there yet, but I could do it. It could be easily done, but I have a lot of love for TFCon that hasn't completely dissipated yet. But it's like there's there's problems. There's problems there that I don't think the organizers understand.
Or the composers.
Or drivers. Or flyers.
Or directors. Go on. Let's hear it.
No. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I might do that.
Bobby's like, I'm going to save that for a sit down Saturday.
No, Greg just said that, Robert. Greg just said that. I'm literally just not ready. I'm just not ready to do that yet because I would like to have the opportunity to speak to them, to voice those concerns before I did it the way that I am tempted to do it.
Oh, I hope they look at you and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. No, I mean, I've talked to them before, but
you're not Evangelist.
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
last time to talk to the TFCon people was at the bar. On like Friday or Sunday night.
Who, you?
Huh?
Who, you? You said?
No, I mean the TFCon organizers.
Right, and I'm saying that's the last time you spoke to him, you said?
No, he said the best time.
Oh, the best time. I was trying to understand. I couldn't hear you. I didn't hear you, the beginning part.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were trying to throw some shit at me.
No.
He was.
I didn't hear it.
No, I know. I understand that. I'm not a. Ooh.
Yeah,
he is.
So I spoke to them.
A phone call?
The last time that I spoke to them was at the end of the Charlotte.
Yeah, I was there. I was there, Mac.
That was the last time I spoke to them, and I thought we were. And then, well, no, I spoke to them via email last year.
Yeah, they're not good about email.
No, I mean we exchanged emails, but I just don't think. I'm not sure if they have their finger on the pulse of the community like they think they do.
Hey, are you on the podcast panel again this year, Bobby?
No, I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. I'll never fucking do it again. And that's not. It's not a slight.
Kid you dissed. Because of all the flack you got for the one kid you didn't.
You know what's funny, man, is I've had multiple people contact me about that and say I was there, I saw the whole thing. That didn't happen.
Me.
But that was on purpose. Now,
are you taking your iPad to TFCon?
Probably.
Or your iMac?
My iPad, probably.
Can you do me a favor? When you get invited to the panel, can you prop your iPad up there and FaceTime with me?
No, I'm not going to be on the panel.
I can finally get a... No. I know you're not.
Yeah.
But can I get my shot finally after all these years?
Yeah.
No.
You can have it.
No.
It's just... it's yeah.
There are certain things, I'll bring it up. There are certain things lacking that they should have preserved at TFcon. One are the parts parties. That's something that should have been.
I don't think they did away with those.
Yeah, but they didn't like honor them. You know, last TFcon they didn't have any. They did.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they were almost like shunned.
There were a couple.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate.
I don't think that's accurate.
They should have held them on a pedestal. They should have had like an unofficial.
They've never done that. They've never done that. They just had it. They just had it as a like it's a welcome thing.
TFcon didn't even do that.
Yeah,
right, well, TFcon should have.
No. Like it's always just been like a fan organized thing, and I think it's up to the fans to make that happen.
And they
had issues with people. Was it year before last in Chicago? People were advertising with flyers and stuff, and the hotel was getting mad that people were taping flyers to their fucking wallpaper and shit.
See,
last advertising parts parties, you have to follow TFW for the room numbers. They always post them every year.
Last year, I hit them up to do a panel, a cool table panel, to talk about.
They're like, who are you?
To talk about building community, right?
He's like, I'm Bobby Skullface. And they're like, who?
And I said I want to do a panel, and I mentioned like all the people I wanted to have on from all the different shows. I talked about the strength of those shows, et cetera, et cetera. Talk about building a community, building a network, building, all this stuff. And they said, no, it's too vague. But but we'd have you on our podcast panel.
Not vague.
And I said, sure. And I did the podcast panel, and it wasn't a good fit for me.
No, yeah, they should have accommodated.
It wasn't a good fit for me. There was 20 people in the fucking audience. Like, so like that's
crowd.
Would you say it's a Stan Bush concert?
What I'm saying is that like if it's Robert, let me get in my serious pocket for just a minute.
Oh God.
If they would have let me fucking have it, I would have promoted it. I would have packed that fucking room, and I would have had a really engaging discussion for a room full of people. But they didn't do that. They allowed me to be on something with other people that didn't do that. And as a result, we had a mixed match panel of people that are not on the same page in terms of how they want to engage an audience. And we had 20 people in the seats. If the goal of the fucking show is to put people in the seats, let me do it.
I believe that. Because we definitely would have mowed the shit out of them.
That's true, though. I feel like we're almost like the third. Oh, my God, Greg. We're fourth party.
Oh, my God.
We're fourth party.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're the third party of third party.
No.
We're cool, Greg. I
think
so.
Cool. You're not cool. We're not.
I think I am going to boo on that third party panel. First of all, if they show one,
that's not. I mean, it's not. Why would you boo?
If they show, let me finish. Okay. Let me finish.
Oh my God.
Let me finish.
As a heads up, I'm getting off here in a half hour.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Shut up.
Come on, Robert. Let's go.
Go to a lake with you again. We didn't have enough time.
I agree.
What was that? What was that, Bobby?
It was a taken off guard laugh.
Okay, I didn't know. It was kind of jarring to me, actually. Yeah, I'm scared now.
You know, if they show anything from Mech Fans Toys or Papa Toys or any of these KO Legends companies, I'm not gonna be able to control myself. I'm gonna boo. I'm gonna probably get kicked out because I'm going to hassle.
See, Bobby, that's where I get where you're saying where they don't have their finger on the pulse.
All
because
right, just talking.
They wouldn't know, because the Cool Table Network is pretty big. We're known throughout the community, and if they knew how. I'm not going to say we're huge, but if they knew how much we have an effect, throughout the community, they would have said yes. You can
throughout the what?
Stop, Robert. Let him talk for a second. When it's serious, it's serious. Go ahead.
All right.
But if they would have gave us the time, and like you said, we would have promoted the shit out of that. We would have had probably a packed room. And like you said, if they knew about what we was about, they would have definitely had us on. But like you said, they don't have a clue of what we're about and what we're doing and what we're trying to do.
I would have got with us. We would have gotten behind closed doors. We would have organized an engaging conversation. We would have had that engaging conversation open to the people that were at the panel as viewers, as audience members, right? And allowed them the opportunity to participate in it. Right. We would have videotaped it. We would have audio recorded it. We would have put it on multiple platforms. We would have had it all over the place. What I wouldn't have done is what they ended up doing, which was try to offer raffle gifts in order to get people into the room.
Yeah, that's lame.
The problem with that is that people in there they don't give a fuck what you have to say.
They just want them prizes.
They're there for the prizes. And I can't I can't blame them because I'm sitting there and I'm constantly thinking to myself, if I was listening to this, would I be engaged? No.
Yeah.
This is not a good conversation. There's no conversation.
Yeah.
It's trash.
You know who I feel is like really solidified what the golden nugget of us. I really feel like it. It's ROC. Like that is a unified group of people who are aligned with our values. I really feel that way.
They're good guys, man. They're good guys.
They're just not good guys. I mean, they're those. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Like they've really made a huge, tremendous effort to bring people together.
100%.
Like-minded,
and that shit is not. Look, for those listening, that shit is not without consequence.
Right.
We don't do that. You know why we don't do that?
Because of Greg.
Because this is the God's honest truth. When you open up your doors and you're letting everybody in, you're gonna have some people that come in that you're gonna be like, maybe we need to put a bouncer at the door. And Shattercast is not. I'm not willing to take that risk. I don't. But it takes balls to do that, and they've done it. And I give them. I tip my hat to them all day because I know it has to take its toll on them. I know it does. When you have everybody that represents that brand without accountability for the people representing that brand, it has to take its toll. It has to.
I almost want on Friday, I want to do something where I want to set it up where I'm standing up for Eddie and they throw a drink in my face and then you beat him up.
Dude, why does it have to end like this?
Oh, Jesus Christ on a corn dog stick.
Yeah, let's just have hugs. Hugs.
Basically, when they put you, and evidently they don't listen to the show because if they put like you or me or Robert or Greg in on this panel with other podcasts that are not like our podcast, they're kind of more family friendly and everything.
Party.
It's a fucking mess.
My proposal was to put you, me, Robert, Chris, Dust, Jisk.
Ooh.
That was my goal. And
so I don't get anything.
You weren't there. You weren't going to be there.
Greg on an iPad.
You weren't going to be there.
Greg, you would have been there if you would have been there, but come on now.
So
I would have been there if I could have been on the panel, but if I get disrespected like this all the time, I'm not going to go.
I wish you were there, you fucker.
Yeah,
I
of
wish
course.
I was
Not
there
the same
too,
without
fucker.
you. Do you know how much I wish you could come out
So what?
and
What'd
we
they
go to
say
dinner
whenever
and
you
like
asked?
fucking foodie it up
They
in
said
Chicago?
they said no. They said no. They said it. Like I said, they said it was too vague.
Vague.
Like they said it was. They said it wasn't specific enough. Like
I mean, had they not seen
hey,
the
look,
ROC?
and look. Let me take some accountability for that. It could be I'm not best in terms of the written word. Like it could be that I could have solved it if I got on the phone with them. You know, it could have been that simple. But they preferred to communicate through email, and I gave them the best description I could, or I felt like I could, and maybe I didn't do a good enough job. That's definitely possible. And it's not like here's the thing: is like you don't want to make it sound like oh, you didn't let me have my way, and now I'm angry. That's not the case. Like they didn't let me have my way, which is fine, and I still attended what they requested of me. You know, I still did that, and then after I did that, I was like, this isn't a good fit. But I just know. I know that our panel could have been a success. And I know the panel that I attended was not a success. And as a business, if your intention is to have success, why are you playing games? Like, here's another thing. And once again, it sounds petty, but it only sounds petty to people that don't put forth creative effort to know what it's like. But Baltimore Comic-Con, I attended. I don't do nearly as well at Baltimore as I do at TFcon. However,
here we go, Baltimore Comic-Con.
Self-promotion.
It's not, but Baltimore is 10 times, 15 times bigger than TFcon. It's a huge show.
Huge.
And whenever I do anything, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and mention Baltimore Comic-Con, they're the first person to share it. They're the first person to like it. They're the first person to cross-promote it. Even though they're having the guy who's playing fucking Luke Cage coming to the show.
Wow.
They still share my shit because I'm promoting their shit.
Yeah.
I never get that from TFcon. And TFcon is nowhere fucking near Baltimore. Nowhere near. It can't see it.
It's almost like, obviously, like this TFW ego-driven shit, like where they think their shit don't stink should be, you know, versus where a nice portion of the community is, and they're disregarding it.
Well, I think it's also like they're the only show in town now. And now, let me say this just to be fair. Like, I've been a supporter of TFcon for 5 years now, a vocal, outspoken supporter. When there was a BotCon and a TFcon, I've been the one to say, do not go to BotCon. Go to TFcon because it is an organization run by fans for fans.
I almost feel like people need to boo at the third party panel.
But that's not telling them anything. That's not telling them anything. You boo. Care. Yeah, you
don't
boo.
Think they care?
No, you boo at the third. No, you boo at the third party panel, and what that tells them is what the third party companies have provided us is bad. Not that what we're doing is bad.
It's not anything against TFcon.
Exactly.
Well, what if instead, like, I think ROC constitutes at least 25% of the attendees at the third party panel.
I would agree.
No,
I would agree.
If everyone in the ROC and all of us at the cool table said like something that addressed TFcon directly about the content.
You know when to do that? Friday night opening ceremonies.
But who goes to that?
I mean, people go.
Yeah, but everyone goes to the third party panel.
True, but I don't think
said like TFcon sucks.
But are you trying? But no, wait. Are you trying to make your voice heard? Are you trying to make your voice heard to other attendees, or are you trying to make your voice heard to the show promoters?
To the show promoters.
Then Friday night is the best time to do it.
Yeah, but that's not
the show promoters aren't even in the fucking panel of third party.
But that's not giving them a fair shake, because what if the third party panel's nice? I don't think it will be, because we've already seen.
I don't think third party's in a position to have a nice panel.
Check the chat. Y'all check the important chat. Fuck at this point.
But like Bobby said, you're not when you're booing at the third party panel, you're basically booing at the companies, but you're not booing at TFcon.
Not if you said if everybody was like,
they don't care if you don't like the third party panel. I mean, they don't
panel
care.
Sucks. This
okay, that's one
sucks.
panel.
But Robert, are you listening to yourself?
No.
Like the message that you're talking about sending isn't the message you're trying to send. And if the message you're trying to send is a better third-party panel, that's a conversation for another place. This isn't about the third-party panel. It's about the convention. The convention is bigger than the third-party panel.
I respectfully disagree. I respectfully disagree. Just like within your heart, Bobby, is this dark, cold piece of coal.
No, it's all love. It's a loving heart.
In the middle of it is this sparkling gem of Herkimer diamond.
Robert.
That Herkimer diamond is the same as the third-party panel at TFcon. That is why. Besides the community, that is the main attraction. That third-party panel is the main attraction, not...
I agree it's the main attraction, but it's not the show. I don't think you'll be sending the right message by fucking with the panel instead of... I don't think that sends the right message at all. And I would be honest. I'm being honest about it. I'm not trying to protect the third-party panel. I don't give a fuck. I just think that the message is misconstrued in that regard.
So you say boo them in the opening ceremony?
I'm saying don't boo them. Talk to them.
Robert, hush. Bobby, what you're doing is you're encouraging him right now, and he's just being a fucking troll.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Booing the panel is not going to do any good. He's just...
No, I'm not. I'm here too. Hello.
Yeah, well, no, we can finally hear other people now?
Listen, Snooki.
He's being a fucking troll, and you're
not.
Bobby, don't feed the troll.
No,
I'm not being a troll.
I don't think he's being a troll. I just don't think...
believe.
I've gotten into arguments with him before. I just don't think... He gets to a point where he decides not to listen.
I'm listening.
Well, stupid.
You're not listening. I'm talking and no one's listening to me.
Oh, my God. Calm down.
Stupid troll was about the same thing. Speaking of, moving on to Hasbro news.
Speaking of which, moving on to Hasbro news, big powered official images. Wow, this is a long show. Thanks a lot, Bobby.
All right, 15 minutes, Mac, and I'm calling it.
No, don't. Shut up.
Not an MP collector's question.
Let's just jump to that.
Takara LGEX big powered official images. What is this?
You have this?
It's a Diatlas.
Ooh, it's a plane with a giant box underneath it.
Oh, that sounds like your mom. All right, moving on to...
Matthew, are you getting this?
Probably.
Why?
I love Transformers.
Do you love Diatlas?
Hasbro was
very much
applying for the Transformers trademark to the original G1
that's cool.
representation.
Matthew,
with Transformers stacked on top of each other.
If Hasbro released a magazine,
why'd I come back to this?
Focused on gay porn, would you buy it just because it was Hasbro?
It's not Hasbro. It's about Transformers. It's not about the brand. It's about the franchise.
Oh, it was Transformers and it was trans porn.
I came back to this tonight.
Can someone just kick Robert off and I'll take it the rest of the show.
That was a legitimate question, Gregors. You're not listening to me.
I go to bed.
Well, you gotta get off in 15 minutes too.
Well, no, I just have a lot of shit to fucking do.
Hey, Bobby, read MP Collectors.
Hasbro applies for a Transformers trademark. You want to hear this or no?
No. Dear SCU Crew, if you had to take a guess, where do you think your current Transformers collection will be physically located when each of you turns 62?
Oh, my God.
Do you think they will continue to be proudly displayed on your shelves? Do you think they will have sold off between now and then? Maybe to fund some future hobby, or maybe they'll be gifted to a future generation or family members. I guess another possibility is they could be lovingly packed away in storage somewhere. Anyway, I was recently thinking about what I wanted my retirement to look like, and it occurred to me that at some point I'll have to make a decision regarding what I'm going to do with my massive collection. Per usual, I'd love to hear the SCU take on this one. MP Collector, I feel like you are very... You have a obsession, for lack of a better term, with mortality. Like, in personal
psychoanalyze him
in personal conversations with you, and in questions like this, like I feel like your age and health have a large bearing on how you see the consequences of your choices regarding this hobby. At 62, which
I apologize,
is
MP.
No, MP knows he's my guy. You good, my guy? You good?
The
my
fact
guy?
that Bobby just like attacked you personally, like at your soul.
All right, how
means
deep in the
means he
Jameson are
loves
you? How deep in the Jameson are you?
Oh, he's deep.
He's got to be deep in the Jameson.
Half a bottle.
15 shots.
Okay.
Half a bottle. Well, anyway.
So I
deeper
think
in the vodka than you, and I'm not being a fucking asshole.
So I think
Greg, why are you so mean to me?
You sound like Kit. God damn.
You're the problem.
Maybe you should recluse yourself from this.
Hey, I'll let Bobby speak. Come on now. Let's go.
I think that
Come on.
The fact that you need Matt to stand up for you means you got a problem, Bobby.
You got a
I'm not
problem
taking it
too.
for Bobby, but this is come on now. It's getting childish.
I think that if it weighs on you, you know, if it's bothersome to you, you might want to consider changing what you're doing. Like, you have to weigh your happiness and what you really want out of it. When I'm dude, to be honest with you, I don't ever even think about being 62. I'm not sure I'm going to make it to 52.
That's a good point.
I've never conceptualized myself as an old man. Like, I just don't know if I'm that person that lives that long. But my Transformer collection is becoming a thing where I am getting pieces that I don't plan on swapping out, and those are it, and that's it, and then it's done. And it's a finite part of my collection. I think for people that only do Transformers, that it becomes more of a panic almost. Like, what do I do when it's done? What do I do when I don't want this anymore? What do I do when I'm fed up with it? What do I do when it's worthless? Like,
I don't know, Bobby.
What don't you know about?
Well, I mean,
that's me banging the microphone against my forehead. Just go ahead.
What do you not know, Robert?
Oh, now he's gonna be mad.
All right, I feel like at 62, it just matters if I'm financially, well off. I'll probably keep them. But stuff happens. That's 20 years from now. I could, if something bad happened or something, I have to sell them and stuff. So it just matters what kind of a frame or mind of whatever frame of mind I'm at that age. Frame. If if I if I have something trouble with, I have to sell them. So be it. But if I don't have to, then I'll probably still have them. Displayed.
I think there's probably more imminent questions to ask when it comes to this sort of thought process, right? Like, when I'm 62, what am I going to do with my Transformers collection? Like, how about when I'm 62, how am I going to change lifestyle shit or retirement preparation or things like that? Like, I don't know if, like, all the things that I feel like need to be prioritized in that age bracket. I think my collection is really far down that list. Like, I want to have my retirement set up by I'm 62. I want to retire by 56. Done. Like, that's my goal. My goal is actually to retire by the time I'm 46. But it's definitely to be done by the time I'm 56. And at that point, I don't, if everything's lined up, it shouldn't be an issue. Like, if everything else is in order, that's not really it's nothing to think about. Like my kids getting through college and getting into homes and getting careers and stuff like that, that's an issue. My wife being able to retire at a decent age, because that's the real X factor in my life. It's more so things of that nature. Still paying the fucking Podbean fees for Shattercast and Nerd Rage, like shit like that I'm trying to get out of.
You think we'll be around till 62?
See, well, you know, it's interesting you asked that, Matt, because,
We're
like
done
I
after
said,
this?
well, yeah, this is my last episode, but Nerd Rage, you know, Nerd Rage received that question, like, and it said Shattercast going through a transitional phase, and I think it is, and I think Shattercast is changing, because the landscape of Transformers is changing, but
I'm going through changes.
or in the words of Queen, they've been making changes.
Are you gonna see that movie?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I will too. It looks pretty good.
I don't know if I have what it takes to quit this show or any show. Like, it's just not my thing. Like, I'll be the one that's sticking around when everybody else quits. Like, I guess it's over because the one-man show doesn't work. You know, like, I'm just not good at that. Like, I'll just keep showing up to both until everybody else stops.
Like the old man at McDonald's at 6 a.m. after all his friends died.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that old man.
Coffee and number 3.
Yep.
Extra bacon.
My grandfather passed away at an early age. My father passed away at an early age, and I feel like I've owned a fallacy that I will also pass away at an early age, and I frequently think about, you know, I look around my room, I look around the figures that I've posed on the shelves, and I picture that moment, like my wife walks into my room, because no one comes in here. This is my space, you know, and I can imagine that moment where I'm gone, and then she comes in here, and this is like me, you know, and it's not just the room itself, but in every posed character and every character I've decided to collect, you know, and every pose I put each character in and how I arrange them on the shelves. And I've thought about that, actually, you know, because 62 sounds far along. I mean, my mom's 74, but I mean, geez, I don't believe I'm going to live that long. I don't. You know, and I've thought my collection is almost more of like a legacy for myself, my own personal expression.
My wife said that too. She said it's a part of you. Like whenever she said, if you know, if you pass, you know, she'll go into the room and she'll be like, you know, I'm sure she'll probably break down and cry because this was a big part of my life, even before I met her and everything. She's like, it would be hard to sell everything. I mean, I don't think it'll be hard to sell everything, but it would be hard for, you know, especially the Starscream figures and everything. She said she would always keep some Starscream stuff to remember me by if I passed before her and everything. So,
well, I mean, think about it. You have a connection to all these characters that you don't share with other people other than us, you know, in this community. So people like your family and your wife, you know, it's like they have the chance to look once that happens and look and say, wow, he had a connection to that figure, that character. He put that there for a reason. And it's 1,000-fold, you know, opportunity to reconnect with the person that you lost.
I agree. Like I recently, it was like last year, I had a I fucking was texting and talking at the same time and ended up saying the same thing.
Yeah, you did. I said this was cringe talk, and Bobby countered with this doesn't agree. But I think all that shit's cringe.
So like,
that's just me.
For me, like I had a conversation with my wife last year, and I was like, what you know, when I die, get in touch with, and I mentioned a list of people that know the kind of value of this shit and move it.
I did it too.
And get whatever you can for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked her, I was like, is there anything that you feel like you would have to keep for a memory of me? And she said, I'm not sure if I'd be able to get rid of any of it. And that's when it hit me that, like, the same thing like you're saying, Matt, like she sees it as an extension of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, what you gotta do is give her Hep C.
right, and then just sort it out.
And then look, nature.
I told Lisa to get a hold of y'all, because I mean, y'all don't know, basically everything. Like I own a lot of stuff, so you wouldn't know the value of it. But I said to get a hold of people that could help her, sell it, or I don't give it away. I don't care, whatever you want to do with it and everything. But yeah, it is an extension of yourself, because she said it is a big part of my life, and she said she would keep my clothes so she could smell my clothes and stuff like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
No, you just said kill. I clearly heard you say kill. Did anyone else hear that before smell? He said she could kill a smell. I'm not even being funny. Like, I heard him say kill. Anyway,
I didn't mean to say kill. I meant to say smell. Because it was you smell in your clothes, and she could,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I totally get it, and I'd never even fathomed that as a possibility.
I didn't either. When she told me that, she said that she's going to keep my clothes. I was like, why?
Well, no, not the clothes, so much, not the clothes.
Oh, well, I'm just saying me. I'm just saying when
there's a lot of hooping shorts, Mac. She's keeping
it. Is, but I didn't. I asked her why. She's like, because it's you. I would have a part of you, still and everything.
But definitely, like, the collection thing, like, I never thought for a minute that it would have any sentimental value to her for those reasons. Before we get out of here, I just want to make it clear, because that conversation got so muddy because Robert was half tanked.
Fuck you.
That I like TFcon is a lot like my Harvey Dent. Like, I believe in TFcon.
On the end of the rim?
Two-faced.
And I have a lot of respect for it, and I know the amount of work it takes to put it on, and I value its place in the fandom. But I think that somewhere down the line, I'm not sure that they have kept accountability of everything that matters. And that's just my personal criticism. And maybe one day I'll air all that out. But as of right now, I still am a fan. I'm 100% a fan. And I wish them nothing but success. And I would help them or participate in any way I could, which has included for the past 5 years pushing their show promotionally. Before I was fucking, in Artist Alley or whatever, doing that thing, I was a big fucking advocate of it. I hit up Greg. I mean, when Greg and I first started talking, my first experience at TFcon, I hit him up like, we gotta dig into this. We can do something here. So whatever. When I went there my first time, it turned me on to a lot of things, and it seemed like the people that were there were very much in touch. And then over the course of years, like it happens with everything. Like, the further up you rise, it's harder to see the ground. I get it.
Well spoken.
Anything else?
No, Bobby. I don't want to bore you.
And my personal favorite, the well-established Gentleman's Show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot and Fear Corpse.
Buddy TF Crashers and Open Your Toys podcast. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Its sole purpose is entertainment. If it doesn't fit for your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and shut the fuck